Hello everyone, this is ChemDork and welcome to another Minecraft video. Once again, I'm using the Buildcraft mod here, and today I'm going to show you the automated tree farm. It's actually a semi-automated tree farm with basically a lever and a button. Lever is for planting saplings, and the button is for harvesting your trees once they're fully grown. So that's why it's kind of semi-automated. The basic design for this tree farm is to use a builder, or to use builders to place dirt and saplings, wait for them to grow, and then a filler to remove everything within this little greenhouse area you see over on the left. Now, the basic design here was not entirely my idea. In fact, I gathered a lot of inspiration from Minecraft Zaire. I don't know how he pronounces his alias there on YouTube, but I'll put a link in the description. Please go ahead and check out his video. He's got a pretty cool video of a smaller but the same concepts that this tree farm uses. This just happens to be maybe a little prettier because it's all done up and has a little bit different in terms of wiring and some extra features. But generally speaking, the principle is pretty similar. So this tree farm is able to grow 15 trees and then harvest them. Yeah, I can probably plant more, but I wanted to give enough room for trees to grow. So let's go ahead and just sort of have a go at it, see it working, and then we'll kind of see how it works in a little bit more detail. Now, if you've missed the videos of me, there's a few videos before this where I start building and go into pretty good detail explaining how this works and my prototype that I made in the creative world before I made this one. So if you haven't watched those, you can go ahead and check them out. They're also in the description. Otherwise, let's go get on with the little tour. So there's two buttons, as I said. There's a lever for planting saplings and a harvest lumber button. I keep saying that I could turn this into a button, just have it basically on a timer, but it's easier right now to just use it as a lever. So we turn it on, and right away you can sort of hear dirt being placed and saplings being placed. And so it's going to place 3 lines of 5. So there it goes. And the final line. Alright, and now it's all done. Finished setting up everything. So let's go ahead and see as it's trying to place other saplings, but there's no place for them to go. So let's turn that off. The saplings will harmlessly return back to the builder and be sort of reused again. And then we just got to wait for this trees to grow. So how about I just do that? I will be right back, and then we'll see it harvesting. Back again, and as you see, the trees have grown. I actually just went in there and grew them with a little bone meal so we could speed things up. So let's go ahead and push the harvest button and see what happens. Harvest lumber. Pretty simple. Can't get any easier than that. And right away, you'll notice things start disappearing like magic. Keen observers might notice that the filler right in the back there and the engine powering it. There's actually 2 engines. There's one below it as well. And they are working this filler, which is removing all the area here. So let's go inside and get a better look because it's pretty cool to see the machinery going. So I'll go inside. Nice kind of pretty area. So here's the inside of the tree farm. Basically the greenhouse area. If you go right up to this, you see the filler is removing line by line, block by block basically, or a few blocks at a time, portions of this where we are now removing line by line. And it'll take a little while to remove all of these trees, especially if they're all grown like this. But as they're removed, you see the pipe work here. Items are falling into the water stream. It's being taken to this obsidian pipe, which sucks up the items. Right, just like that. The items are boosted through and sorted through this diamond block. In this case, wood and logs go to that chest in the front. Various other things like saplings get routed over to one of the builders over there. The dirt on the bottom gets routed to this bottom builder. And there's a few other things that I'll kind of go into a little detail a little bit later. But the basic idea here is that it's using builders, these 2 over here, to plant, it's hard to see them because they're kind of obscured, but this is a builder. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a combustion engine. Let's try to select the builders. They're right in front. These things, yeah. So here's a builder. Has dirt inside, 15 blocks of dirt. This one has as many saplings as you want. The 15 blocks of dirt is very key. What the builder is set to do, in Buildcraft, the builders can build a template, so a special design of blocks within an area that you have previously selected. So that was basically a little 15 block grid that you saw. That was the template. It tries to build that template, and the problem is, though, if it finishes, you have to sort of reset everything, and you can't just turn it on again and have it build. So you have to make sure that these builders and the filler never finish what they're intended to do. So in order to do that, I actually made my template have 16 blocks and only gave this builder 15 blocks of dirt. So it'll never finish. And saplings, they need to be placed on dirt, and they're actually using the exact same template, so you'll never be able to place all 16 saplings because one is missing a dirt underneath. So those two never finish, which is good. Again, you'll notice this filler over here. It's removing everything within this area. Again, line by line, it takes a little while, but as you see, this is okay. I actually need to fill in some of this with some glass because, as you see, the trees are coming out at me. But this upper area especially, because you get saplings that fall onto here. But the filler works, and again, the filler, if it finishes its job, we right-click here, it's set with all of this glass, which basically indicates that it's removing everything inside here. If the filler finishes, you have to also reset it. So we have to make sure that the filler never finishes its job. And in order to do that, we see that torch way up there. That'll be the last thing, or one of the last things, to be removed. Once it's removed, it falls down into the water and gets sorted back up to that filler where it's sitting on right now. But the wiring is such where I'll kind of go and show you this a little bit. Here's the plant wiring for that plant lever. It's pretty simple. It just goes to this repeater and powers this engine and the one underneath to plant the saplings. This vertical wiring goes up to another engine that's hooked up to another builder that I'll sort of go into detail in just a little bit. The harvest wiring, the button when you push it, it activates this, which is an RS NOR latch. So the set line is connected right here, and it's the one illuminated and powered right now. It's powering this filler. The reset line, which is this one up top, goes all the way up to a torch on the top. We'll actually go up there a little bit. Basically, I don't think I can get up there all the way now because Yep, so you see it's activated. This torch is activated, and this reset line gets activated when that redstone torch is removed. And as you see now, when it's removed, this engine is being powered, and the builder is waiting for the redstone torch in order to replace it. So we'll see it come. There it goes. Here it comes. Once it's returned to the builder, we'll see it being placed. And boop. And there it is, and everything is all back to normal, and we can and the whole thing is reset, and we can resume again. I might be able to hook up an indicator light, but at this point in time, this is good enough for me. So it's pretty simple wiring here. Just an RS NOR latch, the redstone torch, the sandstone above, there's a wire there, so that it's constantly powered, which is turning off that torch you might have seen up at the top. When the redstone torch is removed, the redstone torch up at the top is now on, and this entire line this reset line is powered, which resets the RS NOR latch. So pretty cool, pretty nice. Like I said, I need to add a little bit of glass here because some trees grow pretty big. But other than that, everything's looking pretty good. And just to go into a little more detail on the wiring here, I also added these two switches. Basically, this lever is to fill fuel reserve tank. That's that tank out front, which currently has plenty of fuel in it. It's actually quite full. The other switch is to refuel all the engines. And these engines are combustion engines, but none of them ever are operating for long enough to overheat, so they don't need to be cooled. They just cool on their own as they stop working. And so these fuel lines go to all those engines. And now the last thing I'll go over is that builder that's way up top there. We might not be able to see it. We, in fact, cannot because it's obscured. But it is building... Whoa, hold on. It is building a row of blocks, these wood blocks, a row right here, and it's set to build, if it can, all the way to the end. I didn't give it enough wood blocks to finish because otherwise I don't want it to finish, otherwise I'd have to reset it each time. But basically what that's serving is, if you noticed, when the filler removes blocks, the two combustion engines cause the filler to remove not just one block at a time, but about like 4 or 5 at a time. And based on the fact that the contents inside here can vary in terms of what blocks there are, that redstone torch, when it's removed, there's a little bit of a delay, but you will probably remove that torch as well as a few blocks from this line as well. If you notice, this line is still within the box. And so that's sort of my safety builder. It's to ensure that the filler never finishes. And that's why that builder is activated when I push the plant lever. It rebuilds the line of blocks that it might have lost during the harvesting phase. So pretty cool. So now we're all done. We can harvest again if we can plant again. Let's just check out to see how many logs we got. Pretty good. This was empty beforehand, so that's not bad at all. Yeah, so we can replant the saplings and go to town once again. Normally I just wait for these to grow, but you can also use some bone meal, and yeah, it works pretty well. So there's my automated tree farm, guys. Thanks for watching, and again, if you wanted to see some of the, not tutorials, but not quite a tutorial, but just see how I built the thing and a little story on that, go ahead and watch the videos that are in the description. Again, I also urge you to check out Minecraft Zayer's videos on his automated tree farm. It's a pretty short video. And you'll notice it's pretty similar to this, just maybe a little smaller and a slightly different design. But the idea is kind of the same. Alright guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.